All right, so today we're going to get started with a new project. You can see my example here. We're going to be using our name to create a radial design. So it kind of looks like a kaleidoscope. So if you look closely, you can see my name. And especially if I fold it so that you can only see one section of it at a time, I think you're going to be able to pick it up quicker. So there we go. We can see the M, A, T, H-I-S. So you're going to be using your own name, and we're going to be repeating it throughout this circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And each time we repeat it, our letters are going to connect with both of the seams, both of the lines. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give you a second to cut out your circle. So I've already got this one cut out here. And we're going to take that circle and we're going to fold it in half. So I'm folding it from the side to the side. You can fold it up and down and up. Does not matter. But we're just folding that circle in half to start with. I'll get that out of the way. Then we're going to fold it in half again. So this time I'll go from the bottom to the top again. It does not matter. We should have a quarter circle now. We had a half circle. Now we have a quarter circle. We're going to fold it in half one more time. So I'm going to bring that edge all the way here, line it up as best as I can. It doesn't have to be perfect, and then crease it really well. So when you open it up, you should be able to faintly see each of those lines. Okay, and you can even kind of pick it up here. So now that we're getting started, you guys are going to start with a pencil. And like I said, we're trying to get each of our letters to go from the top all the way down to the bottom. That way, when we draw all of them, they'll start to connect and create that kind of kaleidoscope pattern. And then the fun thing will be when we're finished to try to figure out whose is whose. But I'm going to go ahead and start with a Sharpie so that you can see it really well. And I already did one with my last name, so how about I do one with my first name this time. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start. Last time I started from this edge and I made my first letter really big. The other thing I could do, see, I worked inwards, I could also work outwards. So I'm going to start from the middle, and my name is Katie, so I'm going to start with a big K, and notice how it touches the top and the bottom, top and bottom. It goes all the way to those seams. All right, you should be able to see that there. Then we're going to work on an A, and I decided that it would be easiest for me to do all capitals, but you could do lowercase letters as well, but the letter should touch the top seam and the bottom seam. My T is going to be a little wonky. It's just going to touch in that one spot and then come back this way. I'm going to have to do the same thing with my I. I'm just kind of drawing it at an angle, or really we're just writing right now, aren't we? That's kind of the nice thing. We don't have to be super artistic in order to write. Okay, and then we're going to go from the top to the bottom again. And I think with my E, I'm going to have it come all the way to the edge, just like that. Okay, so I've written my name. Now I'm going to move on to the next circle, or not circle. I'm going to move on to the next triangle, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So notice how my K's, when I go all the way from one edge to the other, they're going to start to touch. And look at that, they even touched there as well. With my A, I'm going to choose one spot, bring that down. My T is going to have to come like this. My I got a little bit wonky there, but that's okay. It's going from the top edge all the way to the bottom, and then my E is here, and it's going all the way to the edge. By doing this, by having them connect, we're creating some kind of cool different spaces. As you can see, when I moved on to coloring, I ended up not having too many spaces, but like for my H's on Mathis, I had an extra space. So I was like, well, I want to do rainbow order, as you can see. Okay, I worked rainbow order on my way out, but I just did black there. And then I had an extra space for my A's as well. And so I decided to do like a lighter blue in those spaces. So it'll be really fun when I'm working on my E's here to choose a color. And we might even talk a little bit about color schemes and trying to choose colors that are going to best complement each other or look best together. I think we'll probably talk about that more later. But really right now, I'm just working on writing my name and making sure that it touches both edges or both creases, the top and the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to keep going all the way around like so. Since you guys are starting with a pencil, you'll do pencil first and then I'll have you outline with Sharpie. I'll do one more little section here and then I'll let you guys continue on. So I really like around my K's here some of these cool triangle points that it's creating. But really what we're doing, we're creating that kaleidoscope or that radial design. So everything kind of, my design kind of starts in the center and it radiates outward. If I were to cut this into any of those sections, each section is going to look basically exactly the same. So that's what we're working on next.